Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? Amy Bremmer, a CFP and a wealth manager at Annex Wealth Management. Welcome back.
Thanks, Danny.
Life is stressful. You toss in retirement planning on top of that, and another layer of stress is added. This segment is titled 3 Things to Do Before You Retire and 3 Things That Can Wait. We're going to start with the must-dos. What's our first?
Medicare. There's 2 tracks that you can decide to take when choosing how to sign up for Medicare. The first one is a Medicare Advantage plan, which I like to liken to a Cadillac insurance policy. You're going to pay a lot in premiums, but you're not going to have a lot of bills after, not a lot of deductibles. The more traditional route, which most Americans choose, is the A, B, and D plan. A and B cover hospital and doctor's offices, and D is your prescription drug plan.
But do not miss the sign up because then it hurts.
Oh, yes. So you want to sign up when you turn 65. And if you're still planning on working after the age 65, check with your employer to see if you have, quote, credible coverage that you could possibly delay signing up for Medicare. If you do plan on retiring at 65 or beforehand, it's important that you check the timing.
Our second must-do is to build a Social Security income bridge. How do you explain that?
So a lot of folks think that Social Security is going to fully replace their income, and that's not true. When the program was originally designed, it was designed to keep old age folks, grannies and papas, out of poverty as well as disabled folks. It's not designed to be a 100% income replacement. It may replace a third or maybe a half of your income, but you are on the hook for the other half. Most families will use their 401k, their 403b, their IRA, Roth IRAs to bridge that gap. But what if you don't have those? Some other things that you can work on would be building a bond ladder or a CD ladder, or even if you have large cash values in whole life insurance, you may be able to borrow from those policies to help the ends meet.
But get that bridge built.
Yeah, have a plan for that. That's important because if you retire and all of a sudden you're scrambling, it's going to negatively affect your experience.
We're with Amy Bremmer, CFP and a wealth manager at Annex Wealth Management. 3 things to do before you retire and 3 things that can probably wait. The third thing to do before you retire, and this is, I think, your passion, which is
having a plan for your time. Work is such a huge part of our lives. 80 hours every 2 weeks for a paycheck. What are you going to do with your time? So I talk with families about their hobbies. I talk about their kids and their grandchildren. Traveling is a huge one. And travel we can see for international travel or wanting to drive around and visit the national parks in the United States. But that's a huge void of your life that's now being removed by missing work. How are you going to fill it?
What if people say, I think I can figure it out?
I worry about those people.
3 things you need to do before your retirement. Now, 3 things that can probably wait. And the first is to file for Social Security. Take your time.
There's a block of time that you can choose to file for Social Security. You can start as early as age 62. You can go to your full retirement age, which is when you get your maximum benefit, or you can get those bonus years if you wait to age 70. If you start your Social Security before your full retirement age, you permanently lock in a reduction of benefits for the rest of your life. If folks haven't done a proper planning and haven't saved enough, it may be in their best interest to wait longer to maximize that benefit at full retirement age or even over full retirement age, because Social Security can act as a longevity insurance. So that way in your late years of life, you're not running out of money because inflation is eating away at your purchasing power.
3 things that can probably wait. What's next?
The next one is moving in retirement. And I caution folks about moving right away because it's a huge change when you retire. You're leaving your work, your colleagues, and a lot of American self-identity is wrapped up in what we do. You go to a cocktail party and the first thing someone asks you, oh, where do you work? What do you do? Well, that's kind of our identities and you lose that. So I tell folks to kind of baby step into retirement, give yourself a chance to find the new normal, and then make those big decisions maybe a year or 2 down the road.
And our final thing that you can probably wait on until after you retire.
Spending. Everyone thinks they need to have everything figured out day one. And that's okay. You don't need to. I talk a lot with families about the go-go years. And that's when you're early in retirement and you're young and you're healthy and you're checking off all those bucket list items. But then all those bucket list items kind of wane off and spending will naturally fall. So don't be so wrapped up in thinking that you need to have everything figured out when it comes to spending right away at retirement.
because you won't and you don't need to.
Exactly.
There you go. Nobody's plan is the same. Let's talk about it. Best way to get things going, head to annexwealth.com. Click that Get Started button. Amy Bremmer, CFP and a wealth manager at Annex Wealth Management. Thank you.
Always my pleasure, Danny.